when you think about what you did at Ping An Technology that you think is really a very interesting manifestation of what technology can do, I don't know if you can be more specific about the ways in which you engage customers, for example, because we always talk about this at the 30,000-foot level. It's hard for people to visualize.
Yeah, I could. For example, when you talk about mobility, so instead of having just talk about the auto insurance, it's talking about what's your driving needs. So how do you, when you go from A to B, between that, of course, where can you get petrol? But then also, in addition to that, is like how can you even get some automobile news in case if you are a car fanatic? So with all these digital content and services, add-on services, value-added services on the app, you as a customer will always use the app and become a regular engagement channel. So we get to know the customer better, and then before even start to introduce an insurance product to the customer. So so we call it, instead of calling it sales then service, we do service first before you do sales. And this is only possible with digital means, because otherwise is if we have using a sales force to do that, it's just not scalable. But with means we can scale up quickly, just no difference than big tech. Is basically it's a premium, digital premium or freemium model that we were offering.
And talk about what attracted you to Zurich. You got there in I believe, late 2020. Was there a particular challenge or mission that made you want to leave to do that?
Yeah, I think because Zurich has a similar value, so that is the key, is to focus on customer to address the ultimate needs. And then besides that, because Ping An was fantastic, is a big company, but is operating largely is a single market company. But if you move to Zurich, Zurich is truly is an international insurer, and then also is a brand that is globally recognized and trusted by our customer across the globe. And of course, the culture in Zurich is started with the leadership team, and then it's not only about commercial results that is key, but also with a clear purpose. So with all these characters of Zurich, in addition to the leadership team, and it's also fit my personal development. So as I have lived in the US for 10 years, and then in China for 10 years, and then it's time to explore for my family.
Let me ask you, you mentioned single market. I'm fascinated about China in terms of being a market. We talk about it at a political level a lot. I feel like we haven't talked enough about the innovation that's going on in the ground and just the business climate. How is it, what is it you think perhaps has been underappreciated, either in terms of when you look at Ping An, you're still obviously doing some work there as Zurich. Talk a little bit about the innovative environment and just how's business?
I think China is a developing, but is a fast growing, I would say, fast growing market. So it has all the other fast-growing market attributes, but that sets its size is because of its scale. Is large. It's very large. It's practically is a continent on its own. So I know it's not. So it has a lot of diversity in there. So similar to what Zurich is operating in Europe. So the diversity. Whereas many different countries in Europe in China alone, there are many different provinces speaking different languages or different dialects. And then, so different provinces, different regulations. So the dynamics is very similar to Europe, but the consumer, because this is a fast-growing market, a lot of younger generations, and then because they didn't have any legacy infrastructure, including technology infrastructure. Therefore, consumer, quite often, I call them the skipped generation. They would go straight to mobile experience, even before they first touching a computer the first time. Unlike in Europe, is already step by step going through the maturity cycle. You go through a computer, desktop, laptop, and then before you get to a mobile experience. So by able to do the skip generation, then you can leapfrog a lot of the development, go straight. Sometimes it's not even just mobile first, it's a mobile only mentality. So, and also because of partly, I wouldn't just label it as China alone, but East and West. This is in the East where I grew up. There is more towards the attitude towards digitization or automation or robotics. It's different. It's different than the West. How so is just my personal opinion.
Let's drill into that a bit, because I am interested. Even the regulatory environment is quite different, which has allowed for a different levels of engagement. How would you describe the attitudes as being different?
I would say it's culturally. I wouldn't. There's a lot of different nuance, but just where we grew up, and then the movie TV we watch. I don't know if you know Astro Boy or Doraemon. Is a robot is there to help you to get things done better. And this robot is there to protect human. There's a lot of, when we grow up, when we watch the cartoon and movies, sci-fi movies, whereas the Hollywood movies, sometimes it's the other way around, right? We need to defend ourselves from the robots. So there's I can't explain why, but there's inherently, just from the movie and cartoon we watch, is already quite different.